I really should have got some curtains. That's truly, truly horrible. But, you know, I guess a view is a view, and that is not a bad view. Ah, good morning, everybody. How are you all doing? Oh, looks like our spider friends are still very much alive. Looks like we've got some dead ones. We've got one crawling around. Ah, fun. My solar panels are shaking. That's not good. Okay, so how are you guys doing? Are you doing good? That might be the best nap I've ever had in my life. Ah, looks like the air is flowing. Yep, okay. Let's see if Strider's got a mission for me this morning.
Look at you, breathing clean air, sleeping under a real roof, and not immediately freezing to death. You're practically living in luxury now.
Yeah, sort of.
But here's the thing, the planet isn't getting any smaller, and we've got plans. Not your concern yet, but what you're doing now, it matters more than you think. Let's talk about your next mission. It's about mobility. You're going to build a modular, heavy-duty off-road vehicle. Something strong enough to haul serious weight and smart enough to evolve with your needs. We're talking custom-built off-road suspension, pressurized cabin with enough O2 and power to last for days, and space for trailers, cranes, maybe a small mobile base if you get ambitious. You can see what I'm getting at. Right now, you'll use it to explore nearby terrain and hit those surface boulders. Later, well, let's just say it might become the backbone of something bigger. Focus on the core systems: frame, wheels, suspension, structure. Don't worry about the bells and whistles, not yet. Just build it strong and build it scalable, and make sure it doesn't snap in half the moment it hits a dune. This isn't just a truck, it's your first step off the leash. You won't stay at the crash site forever, and when the time comes to move supplies, build outposts, and connect the dots across this dust bowl, well, you'll be glad you overbuilt it. Strider out.
Oh, hey. First of all, this new mission sounds flippin' amazing. And secondly, what is he on about building outposts and connecting dots? That sounds very cool, and it sounds like he's got a lot more plans for me than he's not actually telling me. This, I feel like I've been really put in this deep end now. I was thinking maybe I'm just here, you know, to build a small base, and they'll let me. No, I think I'm here for a while. Okay, that's gonna be fun. Okay. I got my helmet on. I've got my helmet on. Oh, I did find out something last night. Oops, there's vandalism option. If I was to turn on this thing, you'll see there is 9.73% oxygen on this planet. Although it says that there's none, there is a very, very small amount, which allows this tank to slowly fill with oxygen, which is pretty cool. I'm extracting a very, very small amount of oxygen from the atmosphere. Who would have thought? It's obviously not enough for me to breathe, but there is something there. So that's cool. But you know what? Before I get killed by a spider, let's just go back in here. Perfect. Yep. Have I got a data pad? Yes. There we go, new mission. Mission objective: begins construction of a long-range modular rover designed for its exploration and future heavy transport. Mission details: build a reinforced frame and chassis. Design robust off-road suspension. That's going to be fun. Plan for cabin pressurization and storage systems. Leave space for future upgrades like cranes, trailers, and cargo bays. Ensure long-range power and oxygen handling. So I get to build a space truck. A very, very durable off-road space truck. Okay. Okay. I wonder if Strider actually knows that before... Well, the main thing I used to work on before I got sent to this hellhole, was I used to build custom off-road suspension systems. I don't think... Well, maybe he does know. Maybe that's why I've been here. I don't know. Ah, right. Time to have a morning coffee, and let's get to work. So if I'm going to be building a big rover, I think the best thing to do would probably be to make a big platform. That way I can have a nice place to walk around and build. It's probably going to be my best bet. I don't know how big it needs to be. But judging by what Strider said, it probably needs to have a decent amount of weight to it, because if I'm going to be transporting heavy cargo, I don't really want to have a very weak vehicle. I want it to be able to, you know, take a bit. He also did tell me to get a load of resources, like, stocked up, and I kind of didn't do that, like, in the last couple of days, or like, last night, yesterday, whatever it was, I don't remember. So, yeah, this is going to be fun, isn't it? I'm guessing I'm probably just going to have to start my morning by, doing a little bit of mining, which is fine. I'm guessing he has some plans for better than just boulders. If he wants me to build a really big rover, I'm guessing he's got some plans. But it is a lovely morning. I do... Although this place is a murderous hellhole, it is beautiful. And kind of weird that I'm all alone. But we won't worry about that. No, we won't. We shall proceed with vengeance. No. What? Huh? So, it needs to have some good off-road suspension, which means a custom suspension system is going to be in order. You probably don't want just these basic type wheels. It's probably better to have a bit of a longer range suspension, maybe. Definitely bigger wheels. I think bigger wheels is going to make much more sense, especially when I want to be able to live within the actual cabin. So that means I'm going to need pressurization, I'm going to need an airlock, probably, unless I just pressurize and depressurize the entire cabin. The entire cabin each time I get in it. I'm also going to have to work out my power system, sleeping arrangements, oxygen storage, food storage, power capacity. I don't know if I've already said that, probably have. Interesting. All in all, actually sounds like a really, really fun challenge. I'm actually looking forward to it. But first of all, let's put down the weld arm. And let's attach the drilling system, I guess. Would make sense. So we detach it. Good. And then we need to drive over to this one and attach this one. Whilst not being able to see at all what I'm doing. Right, lower it down and attach. Let's see. Can I get my drills to work? Yes, good. So then let's go and do some mining, and I'll be back in a second because you don't want to watch me mine again. I spend way too much of my life mining. Let's get on to the exciting stuff, I think. Right, so we have finally made it back to the base, which is quite nice. Unfortunately, that iron boulder, which Strider gave to us, or told us about the location of, is now depleted. So I'm going to have to be able to find my own, I'm guessing. I don't think he's going to tell me that anymore, unless he's nice like that. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of exploring to try and find some more, because I don't think this much iron is going to be enough. But we can drop off all of the materials, as you can see. Just gets chucked off into there. Everything's getting refined. Not too bad. How much iron did I actually get from all this? Oh, a good amount. Yeah, a good amount. 14,000 plus change. Probably close to almost 20,000 iron. That's quite nice. I should refine down to a nice amount. So I guess it's going to be a case of let's try and design this thing in a smart way. Something I'm very good at doing. The fact is, I don't know how much space I'm going to need. So, I'm just kind of like placing blocks. There's also multiple different types of suspension systems that I could design. And it's very much a choice of deciding which one I want to be able to use. If I destroy this one and add a rotor down here. Trust me that I have an idea. And then let's put a small head on this one. Do. So we just need a couple more construction components, which should be fine. I think what I should do is build a bit of a system so I can build more types of vehicles and also be able to, you know, tilt them and maneuver them to allow for better building. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what my plan is. That should be enough for the rotor, so we should be able to get this built up nice and easily. So this should allow me to be able to sort of just like twist it if I need to. I don't really plan on, but it's good to have some choices, isn't it? Oh, oh! You bit me! Ow! 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 You bit me! You little spider! Not very little, but you get it. That hurt quite a bit. Ouch. Can't believe it would do such a horrible thing to me. What have I ever done to it? Or its family? Apart from destroy as much of it as I physically can, because they're a menace to society. And I am the society. The society of me. So let's get all of this built up nicely. So the piston will allow me to get a bit of height when I need it, and also not when I don't need it. and the rotor and hinges will just allow me to maneuver and twist if I need it to. So, the next thing is, how on earth do I actually build this system? So all I know is I'm going to need a lot of steel plates for this. I want it to be strong, so I want to build it out of a good amount of metal. So let's do a little bit of building, and then, as you can see already here, what I'll be able to do is just angle it so I can actually build nicely. Okay, so make it strong. We all know triangles are strong, so let's use some beams, I think. Beams should allow it to be nice and strong. We don't need glass at the moment. So let's place some of these and some of these like this. And I'm already out of steel. I guess they technically should be called iron plates and not steel plates because they're made of iron, not with, unless this iron is very carbon rich, which it shouldn't be. Where am I getting the carbon from to turn iron into steel? That's a good question. A question for a different day, though. So, in order to build this system, let's start off with the rear, I guess. So what I want to do is, well, no, we want to start with the front. Let's place that. That. And then what we want to do is empty this inventory slot. So we're going to need... actually, what can I ditch from here? Don't need that for now, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Let's get a... some wheels. And what I want to do is get some 1x1 wheels. Like that. And place one there. And place the other one there. Oh yeah, I should probably also share an earth tensor on all of these, just so it's nice and strong. And then we want to remove that and that. And then we want to get a little piston in the middle. Oh, actually we don't want to put a piston there, do we? We want to... We want to angle this down a bit. Okay. Piston like that. Rotor head on this one here. We can do an advanced one, it doesn't really make any difference. So let's get that and that and that welded. Well, also what's in here? Let's just 20 of them. Let's just get a good amount of each of them. That should be a good idea. How are we doing on the iron front? Yeah, we got plenty again. Good. So, the trick here is we push this piston into here. Ooh, nearly. You were very close to biting my little ankle there. Okay, let's try that again. So we push the block into here like so. And whilst I'm here, let's just lock and lock that. Just because I expect it may... not too bad. Now we can break that block. Perfect. And I can copy this onto the other side. And this is a, or it should be, a fairly simple custom suspension. It's not going to give the most sort of travel. It's not, it's not going to be anything overkill. But for a vehicle like this, it should just basically allow the wheels to stay in contact with the ground a little bit more, give a little bit more travel, sort of up and down, and overall should be quite a nice system. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I could really, I could put one of the really prototype suspensions on this system, but I really don't think it needs it. You know what I mean? So I'm just not. Overall, it's quite cool. I do quite like it. So let's touch that. Remove this. Good. And this one. Good. So from here, it's not too complicated, I don't think. We also need to remove this block here. So now what I can do is I can unlock this a bit and move it up. Just so it's a bit straighter again. And now, how do you build a custom suspension on something like this? So, what I'm going to do is something a little bit... Actually got a couple of ways. Hi, spider. Oh! Oh! Jesus! Spider fighting each other. Do 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 do. Go on, attack each other. Oh. These spiders are coming quicker and quicker at me. Oh, scary. Okay. So, what I want to do... Oh, let's not have a heart attack and make myself scared. What I want to do is place a block like this and a block like this. Place a block like that. Remove this one. Place one here. And attach them together. Like so. Okay, and then from there I want to place... I need to get some more steel. Another one like that, another one like that. Now let's angle it this way. And place a couple like this. Good. And then now we put some big boy wheels on it. And we can... yes, I want to put one there. And I want to put one there. Now that's not going to place because it's too close to the ground, so let's raise it up. And add a wheel. So there you go. This is the design of a... this would be the front right side, I guess. And how this works is if I was to turn steering, power, brakes, all of the exciting stuff off these. And when I change the height of this one, as you'll see, and then I increase the strength of this one, you can see it creates a sort of bent arm. And the arm can move up both together. It can move up, one wheel goes down whilst the other one goes up. One can go half up whilst the other one goes fully up. You know, it gives a very versatile type of suspension. So I think that is going to be the best, and it is small. Like, it doesn't take up a lot of space or blocks or anything at all. Which is another just bonus to this type of design. Then from here you would continue the beams going across like that.
Energy low.
I'm going to place a couple more like that, and then this is where the other side's wheels are going to start. Oh, I'm not stuck in a hole again. Get me out of a hole. Get out of the hole. Oops. Perfect. You know what I'm gonna do? So I'm gonna place some blocks in that hole, so nothing can fall in, including me. I was seeing if I could just weld them to death. Technically that burns. It gets really hot. If I can burn them, maybe I can kill them. Yeah, well. So let's get this welded. This makes my life a bit easier. I don't think it likes unwelded wheels on this type of unwelded surface. That's not ideal. I really need a small scale mining, a welding vehicle, I think. Something a bit smaller than this. Could work well. This works, it's just not, you know, ideal. It's a bit big. Okay. Now that that's built, this is the front. As you can see, it's going to be a decent bit bigger. then the other side. Or in the other rover. And then I want to design this side. So it's going to be the exact same as how I designed the first side. Just... well, the exact same, just on the other side. 2 of these. Removing them. Okay, so I have made a little bit of progress. I've also had to go mining all the way over there in order to get a new rock deposit, but now we're looking a bit healthier on iron again. I have got all of the front wheel assembly built, as you can see. I don't know why it's going at a weird angle. I guess sometimes there's questions you just don't ask, and that's probably one of them. I do this, does it straighten up? Yeah. Hello. Welcome back. Ooh, gotcha. So now that we need to do the back, and the back is a little bit more interesting than the front in order to design. So in order to design or do the back, it's gonna have to be a little bit different. And it's going to involve hinges again. You place one like that, one like that. Oh, hello. I need a garage where you guys are not allowed to be. Because you are very, very
Energy
annoying.
critical.
Oh. Turn on for a second. Good. Okay. So in order to do it, I am going to have to basically start like that. Then I'm going to have to remove this part. Add a wheel here. Onto that like so. Probably remove it. And then I'm going to have to add a part there. And that is going to have to attach to that. Which, as you can imagine, is super easy to do and absolutely no problem. So let's just lower it down. And weld it up. Welded it. And let's press that. Okay. Grab all of the stuff. All the stuff. Straighten that one up to there. Now when I push it in, it should auto sort of merge in. That. Good. Right. It did work. That was the hardest one to actually get into place because it's in between the two suspension arms. And you'll see why that is in just a second. So now that that is built, the next stage of my glorious, glorious plan. So from here, what we need to do is place a couple of these blocks, again just to make it strong. So place 2, and then back to a normal one. And then we go the same way. Back to a normal one. So I need to do that. Oh, hello. You're close. Whew, okay. So yeah, that one goes in there, and then the other one needs to go on the other side. So it'll need to go on this block here. It's a bit like that. Like that.
Energy low.
Now we can delete all of these blocks. And we will reinforce it later. But that is the basic design, because it has the exact same ability to tilt as the other one does. And again, it can completely compress when it wants. So we're going to do the same thing to the other side, and yeah, it's not actually too bad. I don't know if I want it that close, as in if I want this wheel to be this close to this wheel, or whether I want to push it back a little bit further. If that's the case, that's not too bad. I should be able to do it, but yeah, let's have a little weldy of all of this, I think, next. So I've now got all of the parts to actually build these suspension arms and stuff in. All we've got to do now is switch over the arms to the other one, and we're going to have to basically weld it all up, which all in all shouldn't be too hard. Let's rotate that round. I'll have the clearance to do it, I'm actually not 100% sure. Rotor lock off would help. Actually not far off. Good. And then angle up. That. And that should be a good amount of space to do what I need to do. Okay, so now we need 6 of the wheels corresponding to these 6. Which should just be as simple as doing that and doing that. Oh, hey, spider. Oop. Oop, 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 oop. Okay. Can't wait to get some systems in place to basically shoot them spiders. Because they are getting very annoying. Okay. We don't need any of the things in my inventory at the moment. Put that away. Let's get that one. Line construction, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And hey presto, we have built wheels. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's how you build a really, really quite simple custom suspension. Is it particularly like over fancy? No. Does it need to be? No. Well, there you go. That's a better look. But it's that steep where the wheels are still in contact with the ground. They're both using the suspension on the bars as well as the suspension actually on these parts to create a very, very cool looking and fairly capable suspension system. Yeah, I quite like it. Come on, let me jump up here. And this gets a bit of an understanding of how big this type of rover is going to be. So we're going to have a big sort of cabin, probably that goes to about here maybe. Some type of cabin on this bit. Maybe a walkway up here. You know, maybe a little like way to get up. Obviously we've got to have batteries and things down at this point. And then this bit, pretty much from about the center of this rover all the way to the back and probably up to about here is going to be space for whatever I want to build. So it actually looks not too bad in terms of size. So what have we actually got? So one wheel end is there. Yeah, I was slightly off actually of what I wanted to do because I wanted this bit to be the end of the wheel, so I was off by a block or 2. No. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. What did Strider want me to do? Just as a bit of a recap. Build a reinforced frame and chassis. Design a robust off-road suspension. Plan for cabin pressurization and a storage system. Leave space for future expansion. Ensure long-term. Did he want me to actually build a cabin for this thing? Or was it just a suspension? Because I've kind of just built the frame. Like, I could leave it as just a frame, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to. Let's just get these welded up in the meantime.
No energy.
Oh, that was scary. Could have just done that as well. I'd have been faster. It's fine, it's fine. But yeah, look at the size difference of this vehicle to that vehicle. I wonder which is stronger. Oh dear. But yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad as a vehicle, is it? I would say that is pretty damn good in terms of a design. So yeah, it's not getting really late. Like, the sun's still okay. The sun's still there in the sky, but I don't really have lights down here. I've kind of built it in the darkness, which isn't really ideal, really, is it? Oh, it does look cool though. Ah, that's why. That's why it wasn't working. I'm just dumb. That's a simple. That's a simple fact about it. I'm just dumb. I actually think down here is probably the best place to put them. Just in case I do want to make like a little walkway up. These ones should be in a fairly safe spot. Okay, so now we just get the last battery welded up. Nice and easy. Perfect. And overall, this vehicle, I think actually looks pretty damn cool already, and I haven't even started designing it yet. Ooh, this is going to be fun. And let's get these bits all fixed up. Obviously, this isn't going to be a permanent seat. This is just a placeholder so I can drive it around and have a bit of a test with it. I want to make that very clear. It's going to have a full cabin. And yeah, so we want to go into a bit. Excuse me? That's what I thought. A wheel subgrid control script, and this then should allow me to, yep, steer. And drive. Ooh. Spider fight. Ooh, spider on the right one. Ah, let's see. Okay. Yeah. Wheels are too strong in terms of power at the moment, so let's up that to 20. Let's down that to like 40, whilst also lowering the speed limit to like something reasonable. Let's also increase the strength to about 10, so it can't. Once it has a bit more stiffness. Is it getting caught on that wheel? Have this battery on its side? It's getting caught on something. Okay, that's fine. We'll work it out. Is a weird reason for it doing it though. Anyway, very nice custom suspension. I do say so myself. But I think we are going to leave it on a little bit of an early night. I think we have done what we need to get done. I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time probably just trying to work out what's going on, but yeah, not too bad. So yeah. Hope everyone has a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.